What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome to Pound for Pound. I'm Toby D, and it's time to talk about some Atlanta Falcons football. Listen, first of all, I want to thank everybody for showing JR so much love on his last 3 videos, man. This man is crushing it right now, and it's all because of you guys giving him the amount of views that he's gotten on those last 3 videos. If you have not subbed to this channel, please do. And if you have not hit that notification bell, especially if you've already subbed to the channel, please do that, because JR and I are working tirelessly to put out some new content for you guys as much as we can. We're trying to at least keep up twice a week. Those days can bounce from Tuesday to Saturday or Tuesday to Thursday. Depends on if Falcons news comes out in between in that time that sparks us to have to put out some videos before we can get to Saturday or whatnot. But we're going to try to keep putting out content for you guys, man. We thank you for everything again. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it. I want to talk about Dirk Koetter and the run game. Yes, now we know last year the run game was pretty much dead. There wasn't a lot really going on there. Devontae Freeman did not have a 100-yard game whatsoever. Now, he did have a few games where he ran pretty well. The Indianapolis game being one of them. The first game against the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars game, he showed out pretty good in the pass game and the run game. Now, we just added Todd Gurley. And, of course, Todd Gurley did not have a 100-yard game at all in his season last year. Now, we know there's a lot of fans that are very concerned about that knee situation that he has with arthritis in it or whatnot because of what he did in college. I actually watched that game, and it hurt my heart when he tore his ACL in that game that he played in college. But, you know, listen, it's time to move on from that now. I think he's going to have an exceptional year with the Atlanta Falcons, now being here with the Atlanta Falcons. And I know we're kind of worried because it's Dirk Koetter, and we don't see there could be a possible run game that exists. But I'm thinking there will be, because Dirk Koetter seems like this is the guy that he's going to be able to really trust to be able to do some of the things that he wants to do. And that's what we're going to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, the Kyle Shanahan offense is dead. It is truly gone. I said this in a live stream back last year when we were struggling, that I thought that the Falcons needed to scrap that offense because no one could run it like Kyle Shanahan, and you didn't want to bring in Matt LaFleur as your OC, who is now the head coach and OC over there in the Green Bay Packers, and they had a pretty decent year in that Kyle Shanahan system. But you didn't want to bring him over. You brought Steve Sarkisian over and tried to force feed him into managing this offense and calling it. He did pretty good the second year, but still, it is no Kyle Shanahan, and Dirk Koetter didn't even try to live up to that bill. And I'm actually glad that he didn't. And as you watch the film, you'll get to see the unraveling and the rebirth of the Dirk Koetter offense, starting with the run game. Now, a lot of you may have heard Dan Quinn say that he didn't like how the run game went or didn't go last season, and he felt like they were going to go back to more outside zone runs that we used to do under Kyle Shanahan and Steve Sarkisian, and the bootlegs that go off of that to help protect Matt Ryan and move in the pocket, which is what those bootlegs do off of those zone type looks. Now, I don't see that happen, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why is because Dirk Koetter has installed his run offense in the offseason last season during the OTAs that you have and during training camp. So I don't see them trying to go back and revert to something Dan Quinn mentioned. But I do think that if Dirk Koetter can give Dan what he wants, which is a better, more efficient run game, then Dirk Koetter can get what he wants, which is a heavy passing game. And Todd Gurley definitely fits into that. Now, I know as soon as you guys found out that Todd Gurley was coming to the Atlanta Falcons, besides worrying about the arthritis in the knee, you guys quickly went to the film room and started studying on Todd Gurley from 2019, especially since you're getting Game Pass for free at least up until May, or until they turn it all over again in July, getting ready for the new season. But if you had already had subscription like I did, you got into it and started looking into it. I'm sure my buddy JR was doing the same thing. But I'm going to tell you this much now. If you only look at the 2019 film, then you only looked at a part of what Todd Gurley can do for the Atlanta Falcons. It is official, ladies and gentlemen. We are no longer running the West Coast offense that Kyle Shanahan ran while he was here, and that Steve Sarkisian was made to run as well while he was here. We are, according to Pro Football Reference, an official Air Coryell system, which is what Dirk Koetter likes to run. It's official. Now, what is an Air Coryell system? It is a full vertical attack. And you got to have some guys and wide receivers, example, Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, that can pull away the defense and take the coverage away. And what does that do for the running backs? That leaves a lot of green grass and open space for a running back to take advantage and pop off at least 25, depending on that running back, or 50 yards. And could possibly, if the coverage is really busted, take it all the way to the house, which we saw Michael Turner do on a certain pass that he got that we're also going to talk about in 2012. So I went back to 2016 for Todd Gurley, and I went and compared some of those clips to what we did in 2012 when we had Michael Turner and Jacquizz Rodgers and Jason Snelling. That was a nice, formidable group of running backs, guys. And the hope is that under Dirk Koetter, now that we have Todd Gurley, and of course, Devontae Freeman, unfortunately, is gone, and Ito Smith, Quadre Olison, Brian Hill, let's see what Dirk Koetter is going to do. But I'm going to show you some clips starting back with Jacquizz Rodgers. You will notice that Jacquizz Rodgers is running in what I call the man blocking scheme. Basically, what that is a hat on a hat, offensive lineman on a defensive lineman or linebackers. They're taking them on one-on-one, opening up holes so that the running back can get through. But when they do that, those holes will close up quickly if you don't have a running back that can quickly hit them. Now, you see Jacquizz Rodgers running and hitting that hole in that man blocking scheme. Now, I want to show you, we're going to see Todd Gurley basically do the same thing, and then you're going to look and see Devontae Freeman do the same thing in 2019. Now, the Todd Gurley is from 2016 that you just saw. And now you're going to see Devontae Freeman basically do the same run. And both of them got some nice yardage off of those runs when they did them. And that is a Dirk Koetter style. He loves his man blocking schemes, power run game when it comes to what he wants to call. And so you just saw Jacquizz Rodgers, you just saw Devontae Freeman, and you saw Todd Gurley. That is one of the ways Todd Gurley is going to fit, because he's already running this system the first 2 years that he's been in the NFL in an Air Coryell system. He's going to do very well there. Now, there is a swing pass that, if you watch the game with the Arizona Cardinals, that our buddy, Mr. Calvin Ridley, actually faked like he was going out on a route. So he had to sell the swing pass, but he went out on a route, faked like he was going out, did a little quick comeback like they like to do those wide receiver screens, and ran a swing pass that actually resulted in a touchdown. Now, you're going to see also now Todd Gurley doing the same exact thing. And you know, guys, look, anytime I can get someone dumping on the New Orleans Saints, you know, especially, so you're going to see New Orleans Saints in here at least twice, and you're going to see at least the Carolina Panthers in here once or twice as well. But here goes Todd Gurley now running out on a swing pass. So now you don't have to use Calvin Ridley when you have Todd Gurley that can run the swing pass, because he's done this under the Air Coryell system when he was with the Rams his first 2 seasons. So you see Todd Gurley getting a huge chunk of yards off the swing pass against the New Orleans Saints. Now, you're going to see in this clip, you're going to see Jacquizz Rodgers against the Miami Dolphins in 2013 get a pitch play. And Matt Ryan is basically going to pitch the ball to him. Now, he only gets 7 yards off of this, but it's a pitch play that is ingrained into the zone run scheme. And you also know from 2019, I took a clip where you saw Todd Gurley be able to do the same thing against the Carolina Panthers. Now, even on what we would call a down year for Todd Gurley, he still had 850 plus yards, guys, and about 14 touchdowns. I believe 12 on the ground and at least 2 catching it. So I don't know what part of that does not look like a good thing for the Atlanta Falcons, but if he can get that much there, just imagine what he's going to do reverting back to a similar system that he ran his first 2 seasons. All right, now we've seen that. Another thing Dirk Koetter likes to call are inside zone plays. What is that? You're going to get your holes, but you're going to cut it up quick on the inside zone play instead of an outside zone, stretching it to the outside. Dirk Koetter does not do a lot of outside zone runs, guys. That is just not his thing. But he loves his inside zone plays where you have still the offensive lineman moving in one direction, basically taking anyone that is coming up into their hole. And that's what their assignment is. They're going to move in one direction, but you're going to cut it quick on the inside of the offensive lineman to get on up the field and be gone instead of stretching it to the outside. Now, we know Todd Gurley can do that. Todd Gurley has done that the last few years of his career, especially with being with the Los Angeles Rams. So we know that's evident that he can do that. But Dirk Koetter is not looking to be running a lot of outside zone. But that inside zone, you not only see him, but you saw Ito Smith, who also did it against the Texans and racked off at least 11 yards by doing that. So you have these guys together with Todd Gurley and Ito Smith being able to do similar things. I don't know where Quadre Olison is really going to fit in, guys, because you have someone like Todd Gurley who can also get you that 1 yard and also can get you a touchdown at the goal line. So it's going to be interesting to see how Quadre Olison can advance himself, and is he willing to give up the number 30 that he's currently wearing for Todd Gurley, who's saying that he may change it up and wear number 21 like Deion Sanders, or number 23, but he won't wear the number 25. Of course, Chris Long told him to avoid that number because that is not a good number for him to wear. So I don't know why he gave him that advice, but he did. But however the case, here's another thing that we can see and look for Todd Gurley to do in this offense as well. As you all know, we had Mohamed Sanu running the Wildcat looks. Well, Mohamed Sanu is gone. And once he left, what do? We passed it on to Kenyon Barner. We have no idea if Kenyon Barner is going to be signed back with the Atlanta Falcons. But there's 2 clips that you're going to see that is showing Todd Gurley being able to simulate these Wildcat looks. Now, one, he only got like 1 or 2 yards. But now you're going to see him do the same thing in 2016 against the Carolina Panthers, and he waxed off about 18 yards with this same Wildcat look that he tried against the Jets in 2016. Are you guys seeing where I'm going at now with the scheme fit and what Dirk Koetter would like to do? Now, we also know that Dirk loves his screen passes. You got Jacquizz Rodgers, who did it. I'm showing a clip against Miami Dolphins where he's getting a screen pass there, and he only got like 7 yards off of that. But there is one where we see our buddy Todd Gurley with a screen pass, and Todd is wearing it out and doing this thing. And these are the things that you are hoping to still be able to get out of Todd Gurley. His execution, number 1, and his explosiveness, number 2, and the balance that he still is able to maintain. You've seen guys, especially in 2016, hit Todd Gurley, and he's still able to maintain balance with his hands and still get extra yardage before finally going down to the ground. Now, that's 2 more things that I want to show that you'll get to see, hopefully, Todd Gurley be able to do. Number 1, we saw Devontae Freeman go through a wheel route. And what is that wheel route really looking like? It's out of the shotgun with the quarterback, and then he has the running back on the side of him. The running back basically runs a wheel route, and you see Devontae Freeman basically turns his wheel route into a back shoulder throw. But when you get to Todd Gurley, if I'm not mistaken, against the Arizona Cardinals in 2016, turned that real wheel route up. And he went for about 31 plus yards off of that wheel route. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the things that you're hoping for to get out of Todd Gurley as far as the execution, explosiveness, and the balance that you didn't get out of Devontae Freeman last season. Also, take a look at some of these flat routes that you can expect to see in Dirk Koetter's offense, because he's called these flat routes back when he was with the Atlanta Falcons. Jason Snelling, you will see running one. You will also see Ito Smith, that's did it in 2019. And going back to 2016 again, Todd Gurley also had success with the flat routes, running out on those flat routes, doing the passing concepts that they have, depending on what that is. Now, you saw Jason Snelling, if you watched with the Miami Dolphins back in 2013, the linebacker actually played that well, but he didn't get the tackle on Jason Snelling, which allowed Jason to rack off at least about 30 yards off of that play. Same thing you saw happen with Todd Gurley in 2016, where it looks like the linebacker played it well, had the right angle, hit Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley still was able to balance himself, which is a great gift for Todd Gurley to be able to do that because of his height, 6'1", and now he's taking his weight down from 224 to 208 pounds for the Atlanta Falcons, so that he can help with that arthritis in his knee and such things of that nature. But you see Todd Gurley being able to still hold his balance and get 8 yards off of that. Now, was it a first down? No, it wasn't. But the fact that he's able to still maintain balance using all of his body weight to still stay up, that is something you're hoping for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, one play I could not really find on Todd Gurley, which I would not be surprised that he still would be doing when he's with the Atlanta Falcons, because Dirk Koetter loves this play, and if you guessed it, yes, it's the shuffle pass. We've seen Matt Ryan have much success off of it. Now, Steve Sarkisian did try to call it a couple of times, but him and Devontae Freeman, they just could not execute it as well. Now, there was a time when he did execute it well, Devontae Freeman that is, last year under Dirk Koetter. Why? Because Dirk Koetter loves this play, so he's going to make sure you're going to execute it well. Now, in that Eagles game, he almost had a touchdown, but he got stopped just short of that. And if y'all remember, famously, you saw Michael Turner with that same play in 2012 against who? The Carolina Panthers up in the Georgia Dome. Took it all the way to the house. And we've seen guys like Jason Snelling have success from that shuffle pass. We've seen guys like Jacquizz Rodgers have success from that shuffle pass. So you know that is not a play that Dirk Koetter is going to let go of anytime soon. But I just wanted to show you guys that, because I had to go back to 2016 to really see how Todd Gurley can fit in. But you have so much versatility there with Todd Gurley's knowledge of being able to run in man blocking schemes and run in zone schemes. And that should bode well to help the Falcons improve their running game in 2020. Now, I don't know if this means we're going to draft another running back, since we have gotten Todd Gurley and we have Quadre Olderson and Brian Hill and Ito Smith, but it will be interesting to see. I'm really interested to see how him and Ito Smith are being able to tag team against these defenses and the quick cuts and anticipation that both guys have when they're running the football. And you've seen it many times how they're able to quickly anticipate what a defender's going to do and make a decision in a split second to make moves to get more yardage. But I'm going to leave it right there, man. Hey, it's pound for pound. I'm Toby D. You guys continue to share your excitement. I know a lot of you Georgia Bulldog fans like myself are excited because Todd Gurley is here. Listen, man, I'm Toby D, 1991. You can catch me on Twitter there, and you can also catch JR at GRIMM1128. That's Grim1128. And that's it for me, man. This Pound for Pound, I'm Toby D. Peace. I'm out.